We'll call the Barron County Board of Supervisors for Monday, March 21st, 2022 in order, and have roll call and public notification.
Bun Hanson,
Here.
Stacy Wenzel,
Here.
Dana Heller,
Here.
Bob Anderson,
Here.
Sam Buchanan,
Here.
Don Horstman,
Present.
Bill Efforts,
Here.
Bert Skinner,
Here.
Dale Heineke,
Here.
Bob Rogers,
Here.
Oscar Stove,
Here.
John Banks,
Here.
Terry Lee,
Here.
Carolyn Bartlett, here. Pam Fall,
Here.
Bill Schradel, Gary Taxtall, Jim Gores,
Present.
Gary Nelson,
Here.
Roberta Mosentine, here. Pete Olson,
Here.
Steve Johnson,
Here.
Carol Moen,
Here.
Eric Panier,
Here.
Louis Oki,
Here.
Russ Renzig,
Here.
Todd Gerland,
Here.
Jerry McRoberts,
Here.
Marv Thompson.
Present.
Okay, so right now we've got 28 of 29 present. Bill Schradel, did I call your name?
You said
Okay,
present.
my X just didn't turn out, okay. IDA and Cook County Clerk have complied with the open meeting public notification laws. Meeting notices are posted on the electronic meeting notice boards on the first and second floor of the Government Center and the main floor of the Justice Center. In addition, all 5 county newspapers have been notified, and this was posted on March 16th at 9:52 a.m.
Okay, we've got a special invocation tonight. We've got Pastor Tom Olson from Hosanna Free Lutheran in Cumberland and Pastor Sarah from Prairie Farm. So we have two of them.
Twice as much grace.
God must have known you needed a lot of prayer tonight. We both thought we were supposed to be here. And I've been asked to recognize the 3 supervisors who are retiring from this board. Who are you?
And one is online.
There, and one online.
Yep, Ty Gerland's online.
Well, and we'd like to thank you for your service to our county, and very much so. And I'll pray a blessing on you too. But I've taken the liberty, in light of this terrible tragedy in the Ukraine. We're also fortunate to be here, aren't we?
Yes.
You know, we don't have any problems. And I'd like to read these verses in honor of those innocent people who are suffering so greatly. Psalm 27, and then I'll pray, and then Sarah will finish. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When evil men advance against me to devour my flesh, when my enemies and my foes attack me, they will stumble and fall. Though an army besiege me, my heart will not fear. Though war break out against me, even then will I be confident. I will still be confident in this. I will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait for the Lord. Be strong and take heart, and wait for the Lord. I'm confident of this. I'll see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. My father-in-law, the late Alfred Hauser, a farmer from Elmina, Wisconsin, he gave me that verse when my daughter was dying in the hospital in Cumberland 25 years ago. And she lived. And she's a school teacher today. Father in heaven, we've got it so good. We live in such a beautiful area. We have such a wonderful county in here in Barron County. It's a good place to live. There's peace. Lord, we've got wonderful representatives here who represent the county well and keep things going as peacefully as possible. Lord, bless them with your wisdom. And we would like to honor tonight the 3 outgoing council members who have served and given their time so faithfully, so that those of us who live around here can have such a good place to live with good roads and good services. And we pray that you'll just bless them for their service. And we thank you, God, and we all unite our hearts for the dear people of the Ukraine who are suffering so greatly, and ask for a miracle that peace could prevail and their problems could be worked out peacefully and not with war.
And good and gracious God, we thank you for the gifts that you give to us, that you shower on us every day. You give us all varied gifts for us to use together for the betterment of the whole world. Bless the people here. Bless this meeting. May they use their gifts together for what is best for this county, this community, and for this world. We ask all of this and the prayers that go unasked. In the name of Jesus Christ, our Savior and Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Please excuse me, I'm gonna go see my mother-in-law in the nursing home.
Thank you,
Pledge
Pastor.
first.
Pastor.
Thank you.
Pledge allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Item number 3, special matters and announcements. Jeff? Chris, go first, please.
I just want to give a quick update and thank you guys for the notes and the prayers on our deputy. She is doing good. She is still recovering from the incident. And the other deputy that fell through the ice is already back at work. You'll hear more about it in April and when we do our accommodations. But I've stood in front of you and told you a lot of special stories of a lot of special people. This is by far the best that our people did. I mean, it's a miracle. It's awesome. So look for that, but I just wanted to give you an update. Both our deputies are recovering or recovered and doing well. So thank you for the note and the prayers.
Thanks, Chris.
Okay, so very important, start with a very important one. Remember, our next meeting will be Tuesday, April 19th. Tuesday, April 19th, 9 a.m. at Mosaic Telecom in Cameron. So you have to be in person because Judge Babler will be here for your swearing in. So not Monday, Tuesday, 9 a.m., Mosaic Telecom, right there in Cameron. They're getting prepared for us. They're ready to go. Want to share with the board, very happy with our volunteer tax aid program that was on with Mary Simpson and others. 60 plus low income people were helped with Wisconsin homestead tax credit for free. This is as of March 1st, and so I'm sure that more has went on like that, and we're very thankful to the banks that in Spooner, Rice Lake Credit Union, and others that let us go there for free. And then Chairman Oki forwarded to me a letter from the Canadian National Railway. It's interesting that Pastor brought this up. They are donating 1.1 million Canadian to people in Ukraine and Canadian Ukrainian through their Canadian Ukraine Foundation and to displace Ukrainians by the war in Ukraine. So very nice of them to send us that information. And lastly, as the auditorium starts to come together, everything is coming together except supply chain issues when it comes to technology, which isn't surprising. Thank you. That's what I have.
Item number 4, approve the agenda. Motion by Supervisor Anderson, second by Supervisor Schradel. Anybody got any problems with the agenda as listed? If not, all those in favor of approving that agenda indicate by saying aye. Aye. On there, you can wave at the screen if you say aye. Oppose, say no, and if you don't like it, go down like that. All right, the agenda is approved. Item number 5, approve the minutes of the February 21st, 2022 meeting. Motion by Supervisor Haneke, seconded by Supervisor Renzig. Anybody got any problems with the minutes as listed? Not all in favor of approving those minutes indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed by say nay. And motion's carried. Number 6, public comment. We have 3 of them. First up is Quinn Johnson. And Quinn, when you're up, state your name and address. And Quinn, you did not indicate why you wanted to speak, but I'm sure you'll tell us that.
Thanks.
You come up here to the mic if you.
Well, I don't need to speak, I'm
Oh,
number 9. Then you don't have to speak, sir. You don't
Yes.
want to decline? Do you decline? Yeah, I decline.
okay, all right. Next up, Patty Green, talk about the auditorium upgrades.
Hi everyone, Patty Green, I live in Cameron, you all know me, I'm sure. When I was here in December of 2020, you guys started talking about the upgrades to the auditorium, which are greatly needed. I was so excited and thought it was really a great thing. At that time, 3 of you, and I'm sorry, I don't know which ones because it's hard to pick you out, and I was new then, and I still can't pick you up by your voices, but said that there was a problem with the auditorium seating and you hoped that that was going to be addressed. At that time, I thought, what a ridiculous thing to even bring up. Because of course, it's an auditorium, there's going to be seating for the public, right? 15 months later, we're here, and I don't think you guys still have a solution for this. When I was at the executive meeting this month, there was talk about it, and two of the supervisors, Colonel Bartlett and actually Chief Oakley, made a statement that we need to address the seating and that they should do it right. I mean, I told you guys before that I was waiting for Oakley to change my mind about him, and he kind of started to at that point when he said that my mother always said we had to do everything right if we were going to do it. We had to do it 100%. So we should spend $100,000 in seating for the auditorium, and we can use the funds that we're getting from COVID for it. So my concern is when there's comments saying they can bring their own lawn chairs and sit, when it's opening Naples and you still haven't addressed it, and we know that it's going to be hard to even get anything once you do order it, what are you going to do about the public? Comments saying they can watch it on YouTube is great, but as Claire Bartlett pointed out, you can't make a public comment or make any comments if you're remote. So what are you guys going to do? I think you really need to address it. The fact that there's still an action item on this tonight's budget, tonight's agenda, really concerns me. Thanks.
The third person, Brett Moravitz, rezone approval. We also like you.
Decline.
Okay, thank you. Okay, item number 7, recognition of the retiring members of the county board. First one will be Representative Steve Johnson, Supervisor District number 3.
Very good.
Second will be Representative Todd Gerland, Supervisor District 18. He's online, it's gonna be tough to hand it to him. Then Bert Skinner, Supervisor District number 28. Thanks all you three for all your.
Louis, can I make just one comment?
Yes.
Okay. I have to write this out because I don't want to get emotional either. So. It's been an honor and a privilege to have worked with you and for the residents of Barron County. I'm not a liberal or a conservative. I'm an institutionalist. I believe in this place and in my love of Barron County. My great-great-grandfather was listed on the first census ever taken in the county. And now my grandchildren have become the 7th generation to still reside here. Continue to stay on the path of righteousness. I will trust that you'll continue making decisions that are in the best interest of our county. I would personally like to thank you for your dedication and commitment in making our county an even better place for the next generation. Thank you.
Todd, Bert, and Steve, you guys were all great supervisors. You did a great job on your committee work as well as the county board. I thank you for your service. I'm sorry to see you go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Louis.
Thank you.
Item number 8, the update on the highway facilities and auditorium upgrades. Zach, you're up.
Alright.
And Mark Survey's not here this evening. He had a previous engagement with, is it NACE or WCHA? One of them. He's
One of
busy.
those, I'm not
Yeah,
100%
he's
sure which
busy.
one it is either.
Yeah.
So we'll get this plan on screen here. I'll just kind of have it pretty much going as I talk along here. So before I jump onto the main facility, which is what you see before you right here, I just want to touch on the west side of the highway, which is our wash building and our new UH1 or our unheated storage number 1. So unheated storage number 1 is, I will call it 99% complete at this point in time. We're still having a few supply chain issues with overhead doors. That is my main holdup on that side of the road at this point in time. I'm hoping to have an answer this week for when I'm going to have them on site. But once those overhead doors are on site, I'll have UH1 100% complete and done for this project. Now touching on the wash bay, I'm also kind of close to 75% complete on that. We did have Hydrochem actually come from Michigan and they installed all their automated wash equipment. So that's all standing right now, and my plumbers and electricians are actually just finishing up here, hooking all of that equipment up inside of the wash bay. So we're getting very close to basically tidying up and cleaning up and getting it all put back together. But again, the only thing I'm waiting on at that point are my overhead door openers. I can't fully operate the system until the openers are installed because the overhead doors are actually operated by the automated wash system when they go through loop detectors like you would through a normal car wash. So once I have those on site, I will have a better idea when I can have that wrapped up, but it should be in the near future here. We're hoping around May is when we'll have that one fully wrapped up. So jumping over to the east side of the highway, which I'm sure you guys, most of you have probably driven by and seen by now, this imagery is well outdated at this point. It's only a week old, I believe, and we already have much more precast standing at this point. I do have 3/4 of my precast standing at this moment right now, and we're actually hoping to have all of the precast standing by March 30th, which would be a week and a half from today. So that'll be every bit of precast that I can stand at this moment. I will be leaving some strategic panels out around the building, basically so I can get machinery and equipment in that are too large to go through any of the openings that I have. With that, we've actually started standing bar joists today as well. So area B above the mechanics, we started swinging our first set of bar joists. So the roof is actually starting to come into shape as well. We're hoping to have that all completed. Area B roof actually on by April 8th. Is when the steel deck will be on, and my roofers can actually hop on and start getting their installation and rubber roof laid down. So it's really starting to come together now. I'm gonna have a lot more contractors on site. We are actually planning to start some of our MEP work, our underground work that we have to take care of here later this week. Now that we got a lot of the frost out of the ground and we've got a lot of this thawed out. It's actually come a lot faster than what I anticipated it being, considering that we've kind of insulated some of the areas where the sun can't quite get to. But I would say about 90% of the frost is out of the ground for our construction site. So we are going to be moving a lot of dirt here in the next month, backfilling everything I can backfill, cleaning the site up, and actually getting a lot of the interior stuff coming along as well. So, and then that kind of wraps up the main facility for about the next 4 weeks. A lot more will be going on. I also just want a quick touch on the salt shed and on needed storage number 2. I did talk to our excavators, and we do plan on actually starting to grade for UH2 in the next 1 to 2 weeks. We're going to kind of play it by ear and see how the soil conditions are around that area right now, but we will plan on seeing that one go up. So you will see another building being stood here. Within a month, we should be getting steel erection coming on that one, I believe, too. And then salt shed as well on the lean-to addition to the salt shed. That will also start kind of coming into fruition here through the next month or two when I can get my concrete guys back on that to finish up with the ground. So that is kind of my update for the basically the Barron County Highway project at this point in time. Like I said, I'm sure a lot of you have been driving by and seen a lot more precast standing. I will say that when the precast is stood, of course, you're not going to quite see as much going on because it's going to be blocking your view, but trust me, there'll be a lot of activity going on in the center of the building. There's a lot of contractors working on top of each other, so we'll do the best we can to keep things moving as fast as possible and be done as soon as we possibly can.
Anybody have any questions on the highway facilities?
Louis, Pete?
Yep, go ahead.
Zach, could you touch on the Federated building, please? Give us an update on that.
Yeah, so the Federated building has been set down and it is anchored to the new slab. So the building is in place where it will be staying for, I'm presuming, the rest of its life at this point. And we're actually working to get that all tidied back up inside. My electricians, I just moved a lift over for them today, so they're going to start working on their electrical, getting the new light, or not new lights, getting the lights rehung back inside of there. And VNS is actually where my contractor is on that. They will be moving back in there within the next week or two to actually finish up the carpentry work as well. So we plan to be tidying that building up within the next couple weeks.
Any additional questions?
When are you gonna take the old building down?
So I can't, of course, remove the old building until I can get the maintenance guys out. They would be pretty unhappy if I tried taking them down first. So my estimated time right now is we're hoping to move the county guys over by about mid to late June. So July is when I would kind of be hoping to tear that building down. But it is gonna take a little bit of time because there is asbestos in the roof. So I have to have that removed, and that's about a 2-week, maybe a little over 2-week timeline to get that out of there. Because of the type of asbestos that it is, we have to remove every single fastener. We can't break the sheets because it becomes friable, and so the DNR will not allow us to do that. So we have to actually remove all the asbestos in full sheets, which does add a little bit of time to taking it down.
Is that in the budget?
That was a separate item that was added after the fact. That was
And sorry, we've got some money allocated for that.
Yeah.
Any additional questions? Yeah, you wanna go on to the auditorium?
Sure, I just got one more thing on the highway shop. The only thing is, I know it's very interesting seeing everything going up, and I have talked to a few people out there. But I would just please ask that if anybody knows anybody, or here even well, please don't drive around the site for me. I have had some public driving onto the site, and I have talked to just off a few of them. I am swinging precast, I am swinging steel, so it is all fairly safe, but in the off chance something were to break or fall, I just don't want to have anyone out there. So just a heads up about that.
You'll take care of that, right, Chris?
Okay, otherwise we'll jump on to the auditorium then. So that's moving along as well. We have hit a few snags with some of the existing conditions that we kind of ran into in some of the areas in there. But we are moving along, and at this point, I don't see us not hitting our date still. The floor is in. We've got all of our walls framed up right now. Basically, we are looking at getting our desk actually shipped in here soon too as well. That's going to be built in place, of course, so all the materials will come in separately and be built in its place there, as well as the flooring coming in as well. So not a ton to talk about there, but it is progressing forward. And I have been in communication with Audio Architects as well. They were at the last meeting, so I did talk to them about some of their equipment as well, and maybe some of the delays they might have, but we should be set up and ready to go for anything that comes from them. So.
Okay, does anybody have any questions on the auditorium? Thanks, Zach, you did a nice job.
Thank you.
Okay, item number 9, the zoning ordinance amendment, we'll take both of them together. Can I get a motion to approve those two? Motion by Supervisor McRoberts, second by Supervisor Efforts. Anybody have any questions or concerns on any of those rezonings? If not, all those in favor of approving those 2 rezonings indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Okay, those are approved. Item number 10, a resolution setting forth the process by which the county clerk and county treasurer shall be appointed by the board of supervisors, but either one of them, these positions are vacated midterm. I get a motion to bring that resolution on the floor. Motion by Supervisor Thompson, seconded by Supervisor Gores. Anybody have any questions or concerns on that? I think Jeff did a good job on developing, and John developing that resolution.
No, we've got it on the books.
If needed. Yep. Okay, if there's no concerns or questions, all in favor of passing that resolution, how we handle setting forth the process to by which the county clerk and county treasurer will be appointed if they happen to be vacated midterm, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign? That motion's carried. Now, a resolution authorizing the transfer of $144,243.62 of funds from the fuel system waste oil collection project to capital projects fund 405 highway building projects funds. The highway department approved that. I think Jody found some money that was unspent, and Jeff put it in his resolution. they're going to use that, I think wasn't it for the Federated Building, so.
Yes, amongst other things,
And just, other costs that may come up.
but non-bond costs.
Correct.
Right, stuff that we didn't have
Non-bond
in the
costs.
budget already.
Right, correct.
So moved. Bun.
Okay, second by Donkey. Motion by Supervisor Hanson and seconded by Supervisor Horstman. Any other concerns?
Just in case.
Okay, we'll do a roll call vote. Deanna, you set up for that?
I can be.
Okay.
No, I didn't. You just brought it up.
Okay.
Stacy Wenzel,
Yes, she said.
Dana Heller,
Yes.
Bob Anderson,
Yes.
Dan Buchanan,
Yes.
Don Horstman,
Yes.
Bill Efforts,
Yes.
Bert Skinner,
Yes.
Dale Heineke,
Yes.
Bob Rogers,
Yes.
Oscar Skobe,
Yes.
John Banks,
Yes.
Terry Lee,
Yes.
Carolyn Bartlett,
Yes.
Pam Fall,
Yes.
Bill Schradel,
Yes.
Gary Textile is absent. Jim Gores,
Yes.
Gary Nelson,
Yes.
Roberta Mosentine,
Yes.
Pete Olson,
Yes.
Steve Johnson,
Yes.
Carol Moen,
Yes.
Eric Panier,
Yes.
Louis Oki,
Yes.
Russ Rinzig,
Yes.
Todd Gerlin,
Yes.
Jerry McRoberts,
Yes.
Mark Thompson,
Yes.
Von Hansen.
Yes.
Okay, that would be 28 yes and 1 absent.
Good. So that resolution authorizing the transfer of funds is approved. Item number 12, the resolution designating the week of April 11th through April 15th as the Work Zone Safety Awareness Week. We have that every year, different dates, but I get a motion to bring that onto the floor. Motion by Supervisor Heller, seconded by Supervisor Skinner. Any questions on that? Not all those in favor of passing that resolution designating April 11th through April 15th as the Work Zone Safety Awareness Week, indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Hey.
Opposed by the same sign? Okay, that resolution's carried. Then number 13, resolution authorizing the highway intergovernmental service agreements. Get a motion to bring that on. Motion by Supervisor Mullen, second by Supervisor Mosentine. That, the highway again approved that. What our commissioner is trying to do is get the agreements set up with each of the towns. The towns do not have to sign it. It helps when there's emergencies like FEMA would be requested, but no town is going to be forced to sign this. It's just something, I think the DOT kind of wants you to have this stuff. And as you know, the highway department doesn't do bids, they just do give quotes. And so our highway department's done an excellent job of working with our towns, and I'm sure will continue. So, let's see, does anybody have any questions on those intergovernmental agreements? Supervisor Rogers?
Yeah, Louis, this is something, I mean, there's no time frame that they have to sign. This could be signed by the town on an as-needed basis.
Correct. They're going to ask, I'm sure they'll send them to them and ask them to sign them now if they would, but if they have any concerns, I'm sure Mark or the highway department or highway committee will alleviate that, but they don't have to sign, no.
I think it has something to do too that the towns have to come and ask us for help, or we can't offer the bid to them for, so that's what's kind of.
Yeah, there's some pressure from outside,
Yes.
private enterprise, so this is gonna help shore that up a little bit too. Any other questions? Not all in favor of passing a resolution authorizing the highway department intergovernmental service agreement, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign? Yeah, that resolution's carried. Number 14, presentation on the American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA fund expenditures. Jody, is that you?
Yes. So we just wanted to quickly go through what has been spent thus far. I did notice that I duplicated a column in the one that was in the packet, so if you want to take a look up here, it's kind of small. But so far, so the total amount that estimated that we're supposed to receive is $8,788,117. Of that, we have received about half of that, which is $4,394,000. We have, to date, we've spent $167,706. Of that, there's been some, we've purchased some PPE, IT equipment, some highway maps and ATV and snow maps, those highway speed signs that were approved earlier this year. And then we've also had our attorney fees, and then having Ellers give us some financial guidance as far as the housing authority. So, you know, just getting started, but this is where we're at. So the available balance that we have on the books of what we received is $4,226,000. I believe that we'll be receiving the other half of the second tranche would be like about in May. So that'll be coming right around the corner. Currently, we have it in the LGIP, the local government investment pool. So it's available, it's safe, and that's where we're at. Is there any questions?
Jody, is it appropriate that maybe, you know, we have got some, like for the housing, we're figuring maybe 3.5 million. We've got some, and maybe some other projects that we've got in the queue that we're figuring on using ARPA funds for. Would be appropriate, maybe not to put them in those, but just put a memo down below saying,
Certainly.
here's what we're figuring, because we do have a lot more committed here than what
Right.
shows here.
Yeah, I mean, there's some things that have been discussed. The highway, or I'm sorry, the housing authority, that part of that has been passed. And so, and then now also with the wells, that was passed last month. Now, within the last couple of weeks, we've got the resolution signed. So that will go in here for next month. And I do have one of these columns I do have for the housing authority, but I just have it hidden right now because it's really hard to see. But I can have that available for the packet. So you'll be able at least to see it there better than what we have on the screen.
Is there a time frame which the money is supposed to be spent?
Everything needs to be encumbered by December 31st of 2024. If it is, then we have until December 31st of 2026 to spend it.
May I comment on that? Stand up, follow up on that, just so you're aware, so the board members are aware. Some of the larger counties across the United States have already asked that the Senate extend that time from 2026. Some of them are kicking around 12/31 of 2028 or 12/31 of 2029 because they can't find the tradespeople to do the infrastructure projects that they're required to do.
From where you can?
Of course, we can do anything. Can't even get the opener for it. Anyway, is there any additional questions on the ARPA funds? Okay, thank you. Number 15, report from our county administrator.
Okay, we'll go through these and I'll hit the ones that I feel are really important, obviously ask any questions. I just want to, 15A is very important because in government, it's very important to look over your shoulder. We have a potential $7.2 billion surplus that's projected to occur as of 7/1 of 2023. The first thing is it's a projection. That's not cash in the bank. That's what they say, that tax collections are going to exceed expenditures put forth by the state of Wisconsin. So it's being talked about that we would impose a state tax rebate. Great idea. 2 of the last 5 times that that's been put forward in our state.
You're being sarcastic, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Since 1990, 2 of 5 times it's resulted in the next 2 to 4 years of having extreme budget deficits at the state level. Who bears the burden for state deficits? The counties. We're the administrative arm of the state of Wisconsin. I am neither condemning nor endorsing. I'm just telling you that we need to look at this, and bird in the hand beats 2 in the bush. Moving on. Update on strategic plan, the SWOT analysis, that's in your packet. I don't have a lot of comments. It's been an executive, it's been in front of that. I like doing this. It's one of the things I truly enjoy. I can tell you it's one of the things that I like that the department heads do contribute to of things that are getting done. County government across the United States is known as the silent government because of the things that are assigned to us.
And what's nice about it, we do look at it every year and update it, and we use it. It just doesn't get passed every 5 years and stuck on the shelf, so.
As far as Health Joy, I'm only gonna pick out the performance summary is where on the first page I wanna talk about. Without question, you've heard me say, I went into this with some fear and trepidation of spending $80,000. Well, as of March 1st, we've already saved $91,145. So the point is, that's $91,145 we didn't spend. That makes us $11,000 to the good. We still have 9 months to go. So if you figure out 91,000 at roughly, we're saving them roughly $9,000 a month. So we could add another 81,000 on top of this. We could save $100 and some thousand by the end of the year. That's not $1,298. So Health Joy was a really good thing. People do like it. We get a lot of compliments from employees. Actually got a friend in the medical field, and he said this is the wave of the future for everybody who's 20 and less, 20 years of age. They don't want to go to their doctor. They want to snap that picture. They want to send it in. You've got poison ivy. They want to go down to CVS and get their ointment and move on. That's what Health Joy does. So,
And it isn't just the monetary savings, it's also improving the health of our employees.
oh, absolutely. And time off and everything else. And if they have a child that's sick on a weekend, make a phone call. Get an antibiotic instead of waiting until Monday. So Health Joy has been a really good thing. The next one I am going to stop a little bit is in your packet. We've got our performance for our self-funded health insurance. And I'm just going to mention two percentages and then a number. We had a usage of 92.9%. If we were fully insured, if you've been on this board a while, you know we've talked about when you're fully insured at about 85 or 86%, every percentile above that, they're making money on you administratively. Somewhere between 75 and 86% is their break even. Above 86% of usage administratively, they make money on you as a fully insured person. So if you take the difference between 92% and 86%, that percentage results in savings or cost avoidance of $342,946.84. What's the meaning? The meaning is that's money unspent out of that fund because we're self-funded and not fully insured. So what does it mean? We had a great year. We need to build fund balance. We're at about 2.6 million, but don't quote me because we have trailing bills to pay through 3/31 that go back to last year. We could easily take $500,000 out of that 2.6 when we meet in April. So that this one especially is very important performance measurement of our self-funded health plan. So I just bring that up.
And are the premiums around 5 million?
4.9. Yeah.
And we're trying to get a fund balance of what?
I want a fund balance of 4.9 million. Because Tim Denton, our new guy that we work with, he was telling me he had a county our size 1 year wiped out 1.3 million of fund balance in 1 year. That's how big a swing. And he's going to be here in May to educate our board to give more information. But he'll tell you that's how big the swing, I think. Stan, you do.
If we were at 92% and being fully insured by an insurance company, wouldn't they be asking for a substantial increase in premium?
Yes.
Potentially, yes, but I didn't want to mention that because I don't know what they'd ask. And it's a great question, but I can't put a number to that.
I know, I understand, but I'm pretty sure from
Yes.
past experience that.
Right, and if you're at over 100%, then you're really sunk. They have you then. You're gonna pay that
So
premium.
right now, we can pat ourselves on the back, but you gotta be careful. It can change.
But if we change our stop loss, and we watch those claims and we bought insurance for 2 years on stop loss and we bought insurance for any transplants so that we've protected ourselves through 12/31 of 2023. So we should have 2 good years here. That's true. 15E, this is really exciting. We're debt-free as a county, other than the money we borrowed on the highway shop. This is a really important place to stop and understand. When we borrowed the money for the highway shop, Jody and I and Louis, we had that rating service. We told them, look, this is what we're planning to do. And they asked us what you're gonna borrow money for in the future. I said, without question, we'll be looking at an acid gas removal system. They wanted to know how we're gonna finance that. Well, we have the state trust fund that will easily give us the money. So March 2nd, we're debt-free other than the payment due on the highway fund. And that's really important. And that's a composite rate of 1.5259%.
About 25 million bucks, right?
Yeah, well, you're not gonna go out today and borrow today at 1.5259. You're not gonna do it. So this is good stuff. Item F, just as I told the executive committee, I appreciate working with the Burnett County Administrator. We looked at sharing our medical examiner position. The problem is they're such a much smaller county. Their budget is about 1/7 of ours. It's just not gonna work. We looked at it like a Rubik's Cube, and finally got to the end, no matter how you're gonna twist that Rubik's Cube, it's not gonna work. McGrath, we talked about the administrative assistant review when we did our pay compression. That's in there, it's accurate, it's what we do, it's how it should work. On the sales tax decision on Brown County, that's a big win for counties. They went to the Wisconsin Supreme Court. The Wisconsin Supreme Court said, no, county boards have the taxing authority to impose the 0.5% sales tax and use it to reduce general operating or potential future. Brown County was dedicating their sales tax, 0.5% sales tax, to large capital infrastructure, building some bridges and roads. And there was a question, could they do that? The Supreme Court said yes, because you're paying for something and not borrowing for it. So you're actually saving the taxpayer money by not paying interest. So this was a big win for Wisconsin counties.
It wouldn't have affected us anyway, because we were doing it right to begin with. Well,
Correct.
Yeah.
They essentially gave Barron County a pass when this came up, yes. Next month, we'll probably be talking ARPA money for repairing snowmobile and ATV bridges. And that's a good thing. They've been here since the early 70s. They need some work. And with finally, item 15J, I really appreciate Wendy. She keeps researching this. We did miss out on any of this funding for Ann Street School, but she put in the packet where the neighborhood investment grant and the healthcare infrastructure capital grant went to. So any questions for me?
Yep.
Yes.
How many counties don't have the sales tax at 0.5%?
4.
Four.
68 counties have 0.5%, only 4 do not.
Wow, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Louis?
we'll be talking about the Ann Street School in the future here, so. Somebody have a question?
Yeah, I was gonna ask what the plan is for the Ann Street School, but you just answered. Thank you.
We're kicking a lot of ideas around, and so we'll be talking about it probably at execs the next time.
Yes, probably I'll start with property, actually.
Oh, yeah, property, that's right.
Property needs to make that decision.
That's right.
for that. And then, Mr. Chairman, for the board, if you do these appointments, Jerry Apple, great to have him on board. And then just confirming Dan Toll is on the Governor's Council, but I want this board to recognize Dan's commitment to this and approve that appointment as well. Or actually, this board approve his appointment is what I'm trying to say. So that's what I have, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Supervisor Buchanan to approve the appointments, second by Supervisor Rogers. Any concerns? Not all in favor of approving those two appointments indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign, and motion is carried. I happen to be on NORTAC with Dan Toll as the president. Dan's been there since the start. He's on this ORV council. He's a thorn in the side of southern Wisconsin. He's getting us money. Okay, number 17, claims, petitions, and correspondence. We don't have any, it's great. 18, suggestions for future items. I believe you had several of them listed. Update on the highway facilities. Mayor June discussed approved financing for the new acid gas removal system at the waste energy. Appoint 5-year library board members and snowmobile, ATV, UTV bridge inspections.